Hello to everyone. We continue our conversation about Tchaikovsky The Seasons, and today the topic of our very short session is the fourth piece of the cycle. It is called Months of April, and it's called a snowdrop. It's about that flower that comes from the snow and indicates arrival of the spring. So let me play this piece for you, and then we'll talk about some ideas. I'll share with you some ideas that I have about this piece. Another short, charming piece by Tchaikovsky. Let's talk about the opening. So we have a clear homophonic style. We have melody accompanied by the chords in the melody. That's the first phrase. Might be a good idea to treat this as two short questions and one longer answer. The same recommendation that I already discussed in the previous piece. In March, you want to pay attention to the articulation markings here. So if you see a break in between the slurs, you really want to make sure that you execute that break. Just be careful. I mean, break between the slurs does not mean that you stop playing and the sound stops sounding. You don't want to play, because that will destroy the piece. So that's why you need pedal. So yes, I do break with my fingers and I use my wrist, but I am connecting the whole thing on the pedal. Now at the end of the phrase we have the same idea presented 3 times. Second time and third time. So you might think about some difference, maybe a little more energy at the beginning, and really tiring at the end. And I use volume, so I decrease the volume, but also I decrease the energy. I kind of try to make it tired. Because in general, for this style, you always want to use like a hint of melancholy, like hint of unhappiness. You don't want to make this music sound tragic or like I mean, no, but you know, there's a little hint of unhappiness, sadness. Now let's talk about the left hand, because the right hand is beautiful, but the left hand makes the picture complete. So in the left hand, well, we have triad. Well, we can also talk about voicing, because all those chords are different in intensity. They want to support the right hand, support the development of the melody, the way you want to present the melody. But also in each chord you have three voices. So, or you can play. The more freedom you have, the better choices, the more choices you have. So it's just also each harmony has a specific flavor. This is so much hope, but this is more serious because we move to the second phrase. Tchaikovsky writes marcato la melodia, but he writes down piano. So, now, from the technical standpoint, the most difficult part here is how to keep the melody to be not interrupted, because you know you play the opening note with the left hand, then we play the right hand, back to the left hand. Also, the accompaniment is presented in both hands. So, well, I don't want to present this, you know, as an easy process that you know you just you learn it and you start playing. It took me a lot of time, like many hours of practicing. But you want to practice melody separately, you want to practice accompaniment separately, and of course you want to present each phrase as beautiful as possible. Now at the end of the opening section of the piece, Tchaikovsky repeats the same segment. Think about something new. And also, you know, your score is your best instructor. If you look carefully to the score, you will see that, you know, at the repeated segment, you see poco crescendo, something that you did not see at the original segment. And then we have più forte at the end. So that's a recommendation. To the middle section of the piece. It's marked with con grazia, graceful. It's like a little waltz, but you want to take under consideration that the dynamics is marked with piano. So you want to be really gentle, like, you know, this opening is, it's like a side motion. Now, this run. So you want to think about a figure like this. Like in any phrase, the most important is, you know, three important points. You know, how you start, how you shape, how you finish. So the starting note is very important. You want to control it. And you want to shape, you want to produce a nice direction on the phrase. and you want to produce a nice release. Now, the difficult part is, he repeats this 4 times. Left hand is also creates problems for us. We have some jumps, and also left hand is marked with staccato marking. So, for me, if you want to think about different instruments, I think it's maybe like a thinking about a guitar might be appropriate. Well, each time I play, I try to present something new. Try to think about some new idea. Maybe different volume, maybe different intensity, maybe different energy, maybe different melancholy. Maybe different pedaling. Also, we want to think about a question and answer. Like a question, answer, question, answer, conversation between hands, series of side motions. And we return back to the waltz. Think about some difference. Maybe soft pedal when you return back. Even some simple solution, something like, okay, playing 2 measures with a little more volume and playing the next 2 measures with a little less volume. That can be, it might be practical, and it might be just an easy solution to keep this music unpredictable, keep this music enjoyable and playful. Now we're moving on. Same question, answer. Now different question, answer. Moving to transition. For Tchaikovsky, it's always a healthy idea to think about different instruments, because Tchaikovsky was a symphonist. So like, think about cello, maybe some woodwind instrument, and keep following articulation markings and dynamics markings. And we go. Now we return to the opening idea. Most of those short pieces are composed in the ABA format. So, but think about something new. Well, Tchaikovsky marks it with dolce. Well, he writes down dolce at the beginning, but think about, okay, dolce can be, different dolce. Maybe a little bit more sweet. Dreamy. Because I like to use soft pedal, but if you look carefully to the score, the chords in the left hand now just not presented as simple 8 notes, but they presented as 8 notes under the slur and under dot. It tells us that we want to increase the role of the left hand. And answer. Make sure that you relax. Any long chords you always want to land, and you want to drop your wrists, and you want to feel that you relax immediately. releasing your hands, releasing the pedal. Short and beautiful. Thank you so much for watching this channel, and we will continue with other pieces from this cycle later. Bye.